You ready?
Yes.
Hitting go live. There we go. And we are, as they say, live now.
We are live and alive.
And in living color.
Yes. The fanciest of things only for you guys.
Right. What's up, everybody? How's it going?
It'll be kind of fun to do a black and white show. How different that would vibe. Wouldn't be that difficult to do. Tangent. Yes, hello, Stuart.
Hello.
Good afternoon, good evening, good night. As some people say. One person in particular, of course. What are we doing today, then?
Today is a viewer's choice rank list.
Oh.
So you basically let us know a ship. It can be, doesn't have to be canon, but it has to be Star Trek.
Yes.
It can be fan related as long as it's easily searchable on Google.
Yes.
So there you go.
And if popular, might do an everything, or just a this, or just a that. But yeah, Trek. We've done many ship-related things, but this is a really nice chance to have some really unusual things jump in the pot and see where we and you place them, because obviously you are submitting them to be in the ranking, but also if you then disagree with our choice, you can then force our hand, as it were.
And Captain Corky says, boy, am I glad you guys are doing a live. I needed a good episode of Trekyards today. Well, glad we could help out.
Indeed.
Hopefully everything's okay.
We never know who we're here to provide entertainment for, so you're very welcome.
Indeed. So we're starting off with no ships. So we just need you guys to participate. Should be fun.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Hopefully.
We don't piss off anybody too much by ranking the ship you chose too low, but we'll see how that goes.
Or we piss everyone off equally.
That's our goal, always.
Alright, I'm going to start sharing.
Okay. Invader Fan 1 says, been a minute since I've caught a live. Hey, all. Hey, Vader Fan, how's it going? All right, guys, so you know the routine. Hit that like button. There's 30 of you here. 20 likes. That is awesome. Great way to get started, but we could do better. Get up to 30 likes. I think we can do that. Also, make sure that you super chat in with any ships, Star Trek ships you want to see. As long as they're easily searchable on Google, we will pull them in and rank them and put them in the ship tier list. And no, Dan, that's not how this works. You submit a ship, we judge where it goes, and if you don't agree, then you can change it. But no, you don't say where it goes. You can suggest where you think it goes, but whether it goes there or not, we'll have to see based on the discussion. So, all right, Ray Ricks has started us off, which is awesome. But anyway, guys, click the join button. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Click the notification bell icon. And like I said, there is a join button down there if you want to join and be part of the Trekyards fleet. You can do so, or head over to Patreon/Trekyards. It's another way to support us and help us out. Lots of ways. Also, clicking those links down below, there are links to the Teespring and the TeePublic store where you can get yourself some cool Trekyards merch. And I know you want that stuff. I mean, I'm wearing one right now. See? Trekyards Starship Research Division. You can get this shirt. I'm just saying. So anyway. No, we did not say Alpha Canon only. Any Star Trek ship, as long as it's easily searchable. Ray Rex, though, 5 pounds. STO KDF Matha Raptor.
Okay. I have to get my tabs open now to start the scrambling finding of things. Okay.
We'll just do the one picture of it, and then we'll shrink it down to fit, so we don't have to.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah,
that's a good idea.
So just throw them into the right of the thing, and then we'll sort it from there. Dan Ben, 2 pounds. Kardashian Hideki DS9. Good
Classic.
Ship. Yeah.
Vader, hi there. Everything is just lagging a bit.
Hello there.
Ha! I see what you did there.
James McGill, $2. Show us the Belknap class. Belknap. Among my favorites. Vader Fan 1, $5. How about the Atlantis class from STO? Ooh. It's a recent edition.
Okay, that's not even letting me do... Okay. Apparently the other one isn't letting me do it as a PNG. Okay. A lot of on the fly, guys. A lot of on the fly.
So you have to be patient. Plus, if you got a super chat in, we'll get your ship up. It might be a little while that we could get to it if we get a stack, but...
And also, we're here to debate. We don't just want to burn through stuff. There you go. First ship.
I don't see it. Oh, there it is there. Okay. Took a little while. That's weird. So, this is the Mata Raptor.
Never seen it before?
Neither have I, but I like it.
Yeah.
Raptor. I assume it's not a large ship, looking at the size of those guns on it. But
the windows at the front, though, are rather small.
Well, yeah, there's that. That's true. Well, I think this is a really cool Klingon design. Seems more like a fighter type design, though. But yeah, I could see it being a bigger ship as well. It just seems small with those guns and the way the Bizarre collectors are. But
well, it reminds me of the Raptor, which I think was intended. Yeah, it's kind of busy without being. It doesn't have a.
Saying that because of the plating and the color.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the Vortra is busy, but it's not too busy. This gives me a little bit too busy vibe. I don't get the same deliberacy of the plating as I do for the classic models. It's nice.
They still can't see it because you still got the thumbnail up.
Oh, so I'm doing too many things. There you go. Doing too many things. It's all about. Yeah. As I was saying, so it's a little bit too busy, probably. But I like the basic shape. I like the head as well with the two guns.
Mm-hmm.
I think the command station thing is a little bit too small in contrast, but I like it overall. It's just, like I said, a little bit too busy for me. As like an ideal, I'd say.
Yeah, I don't think so personally. I do like the shapes in this. I do like the stance of it as well. But again, I don't know. I'm not sure of the size, and that's kind of
pretty big in the windows.
Well, if you use that for STO, you can't really for STO ships, unfortunately.
I'd give this one a low B, high C, personally.
I was thinking B myself, so
okay,
we can slot it in there.
Just because more for me, because it's solid. You know?
Yeah. So we'll give that a B ranking. All right. What is next? Ooh, the Kardashian Hideki.
And that's actually our render from our episode.
Yeah, I know. I saw the thumbnail that you grabbed.
Yes.
Classic. Yeah, these. Oh, absolutely classic. Simplistic almost too with the detailing on it. Again, this is not a large ship, and it definitely has a lot of Defiant like qualities as well.
Yep.
That head section, the top part with the round, it feels like, I think is it Defiant sized or is it a little bit bigger?
No, it's smaller.
Is it smaller? Okay.
Yeah. It's meant to be their equivalent to a fighter, but fighter's going to get so small, so this is their smallest equivalent for. So I think 3/4 the length of a Defiant, I think, roughly.
Interesting.
It's good.
Yeah.
It's a very good, simple, gentle shape. Underused in the show, but successful. They never fully committed to it, but at least we have it in 3D. At least we have it at Ziegler Moss. I still don't know what the glowing side things are.
They glow.
They glow.
Just to look good. Just look cool.
I do like it. I mean, I prefer it to the one we just looked at, but that's also the fact that it's classic. So I guess I'll go B. But again, contrast with the other one. It's like, yeah, solid B.
Yeah, I think it definitely is of the same tier as the last one, in my opinion. So definitely happy with doing a B on that one.
And it's great in a sweeping motion. I mean, that's kind of its thing, but like it does look rather good.
Yeah. All right. So that is a B also. If you guys disagree,
yes,
You can
And you should.
change things if you really want to, but yeah, we don't want to poo-poo on anybody's choice. It's just how we do the show, man.
I mean, they might be submitting something they hate, in fairness, as well. Just to force our reaction to it. In fairness.
Maybe. All right. Next up is James McGill, the Belknap. I never know how to pronounce that. Is it Belknap? Is it Belknap? It's supposed to be Belknap, I think. The K is silent,
Belknap.
But
still never the best renders online.
Which is weird because there's a lot of people love this ship. But yeah, this is a classic in my opinion. I love the design elements of the secondary hull and the attachment points for those nacelles. So much so that I kind of styled the Foley class a little bit on it. And the lower slung nacelles as well looked really, really kind of cool in my opinion. So yeah, this is a kit bash, but not. Yeah, it's a classic movie era design, and I think it's quite sweet. I do like the non-round deflector at the front. It's a nice touch. Kind of gives it a unique look. So yeah.
The problem is, if we're going on all the metrics, it's a sort of lazy kit bash. Because it is. But that is the tradition of the era of the people at the time, the ability to make things. You know, this isn't exactly a time when everyone had 3D software, everyone had the ability to draw, right? People had limitations, they used the limitations. But it's still underwhelming. And I don't know if there's necessarily a reason for it to exist, as in a mission profile or you know, it just sort of is another Connie, but not. You know what I mean? And sometimes I like form follows function. But it's nice. I think it sweeps quite well. I know the Yorktown from Yorktown has a similar nacelle, and it looks great. I really enjoyed rendering with it. It was a really nice flow to it. But I wouldn't give it any higher than a C, because it's just passable. A nice passable, but that's nowhere near the... Like, if you hero designed it for a fan film and actually made things new about it, sure. Like, the same basic shape, but yeah, it's just so derivative, it must be a... C.
Yeah, I'll agree to a C.
Hey, Dave and Laura. Good to see you, / both of you, / all of you, /
About time. Where have you guys been?
Yeah. We love you guys coming and checking us out.
You guys. And you don't tune into my late night lives. What's going on, man?
Yeah, you guys okay?
Life can't be more important. Oh, I put in the wrong slot. I put in D. I was just resizing it. And anyway, there you go. Oh, no. All right. Next up is Vader fan. How about the Atlantis class? It's one I haven't heard of or seen
Picard
before.
Crop Sprayer.
Ooh. This is a sleek design. This reminds me of the Acula class a little bit, like a next generation of that. I do like those nacelles. They're reminiscent of the Ross class and ships of that ilk. So,
Cool, David.
yeah, I do like it. It's almost the texturing and stuff almost makes it feel like it's a 32nd century ship a little bit, but there's nothing floating, so it can't be. No, I like the center section as well. I like the bridge is more forward, and it just slides back into the nacelle pylon kind of thing. So yeah, this is a really cool design.
Very whale-like. I know it's mostly the texturing, but just the integratory feel, it just kind of comes together. It's nice. It's pretty. You know, it's gives me huge Kelvin flashbacks, flash forwards, but not in a mean way. The cells are cool, sort of heavily sleeked up Enterprise D. It is also very much reminiscent of a TNG Lost Era Fleet styling, but it makes sense if you're on Star Trek Online or just the universe. You take the every kit bash variant they ever did, and then take the shape profile and just add new pieces, and then look, a new 25th century this. But you know what? It's nice. It's nice. It's elegant. I don't think anything about it says yeah, but it says yeah, you know.
Yeah.
I would give it a very high C, but I don't think it gets a B from me because it's missing something. Maybe secondary hull. I don't know. I may only see emotion, but it's not quite sexy enough to be B for me. What do you think?
I mean, yeah, from the side, those nacelles would make like a C shape, so C is fine. I think
high C good. Though. It is a sexy C.
It is. I need to see more of it though.
Yeah.
And it's the first time seeing it, so.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
Yeah, I think C is fair. If you guys disagree, let us know.
Oh, okay, so good. Yeah. It's up to you guys to throw them in and to say no, F.
All right, the Galore class, the refined gentleman's choice, Jock Cop. Great name.
This is also our render from our episode.
The Galore class. Yeah. Again, a classic. Been around for a while, since TNG. And I've always... there's something about the Kardashian design style. They seem like earwigs or like, horseshoe crabs kind of vibe to them, which is intentional. But not the biggest fan of the Galore class design or the Kardashian look in general. I don't mind the hull color necessarily, but just a lot of the shapes kind of bug me a little bit. This one, it's the classic Kardashian ship, so we've seen it a lot. That's a good thing. But overall, design-wise, it doesn't quite do it for me.
Do you have any specific reason why? Can you pinpoint anything?
Well, the stacked nature of that top part, I just wish it was incorporated more. Pulled down a bit, stuff like that. They kind of stick out in that regard. There are other Kardashian ships that do it worse, and there are other ones that do it better. So, but yeah, just that's about it for me.
Yeah, I've not done a ton of work with these, although it is actually my render. But I've always liked the Galore because it is so... Just like with early TNG, every race is so distinct. Color, shape, logo, it all absolutely flows. And this is a very good... It flows. I like the color. I like the plating. I really like the... It's slightly Egyptian as well. I've got a thing for Egyptian ship design-y. Somewhat. It's kind of like an ankh. With the way the crystals are in the phaser, impulse passade, whatever crystals are in the front. Sort of translucent. I really like that front beam thingy, whatever it is. I really like the stacked thing because it's unusual depth. And the impulse engine at the back of the bridge box thing is unusual as all hell, which I like. The back pincer is fun and weird, and the way that it sort of hard ends is again interesting. It's odd, and in some versions there's lots of shuttle bay cargo doors on the belly. Yeah, I think it's really kind of cool, and I wish I could do more with it. Fan filmmakers out there, bring me in and do a TNG film. I'm waiting, Yeah. I've got a soft spot for it. I would honestly go low S.
Ooh, I was gonna say B.
Because it's so and it works, and it's even kind of fun doing stuff. Now that's just personal preference. I think it just works. One of those few like weirdness works. So you'd go B then. What do people think? I'm not saying you're wrong with B because it's personal preference, right? But what do people think? What do people think?
Yeah.
Open to you guys. I never thought it could take on a galaxy, but I feel like they never necessarily projected that. It's always you come in 3, it's a fleet ship, right?
Yeah, they usually do come in pairs, or not pairs, but sets of 3. So,
what do you guys think? Where are you on this?
Just put it in the regular chat.
Yeah,
we can't dwell too much. They're starting to stack up.
Indeed.
And we're gonna have to be overlaying stuff on the tiered list as well, unfortunately. So,
because people aren't really putting Fs for obvious reasons. Although you could throw us some real stinkers.
We got A, fugly, A, B, B, A, C, C, definitely C. A, it's a cool design. I'm willing to put it at an A for now.
Hey, go with the high B.
Just to move on.
Go with the high B. Yeah.
Okay.
Like, I want to work more with that. I wish people would have me to do stuff with it, because I really do like it. It's just memorable. And the fact that it evolved, every single thing's evolved from it, and can successfully, is a testament to its success. It wasn't ignored, you know?
And Ray Rick's Packlid ship. Clump ship.
And that's my render for a film that might be coming out soon. Love it. Now, clarity, this is specifically season 2, 3, and 4 and 5. This is the proper version clump ship, not the 3 variant clump ships. Yep, love it. I think it's excellent. It's really grown on me. It's intimidating. It looks powerful. It's giant. I love the other ship being the head, and then all the other kit bash elements are quite fun. I love the big ball, glowing eating thing in the middle, and the arms do absolutely jack shit. Yeah, it's a tremendous. And the idea that they had to steal off some Deredeck, some wings, and build giant guns. It's so stupid. I love it. I love it.
Yeah, the literal kit bashing nature of it makes it seem like it would not be a good design. But every time I've seen it, I've kind of been impressed with it overall. You can see the individual elements, and it's like, okay, I remember the ship of the week.
Yeah.
There it is up front. But from this view in particular, it looks quite elegant and kind of regal with that ship there. It's just it's a cool design. There's a lot going on shape wise, and you got to give the Packlids a little bit of credit. So
yeah, I'm hoping that in the films you've seen it, I've used it and you've appreciated it more because you've seen it do more things.
Mm-hmm.
It's fun. I mean, I want to give it an A for creativity as well, because the fact they made the Packlids bad and scary successfully. I think this is such a special ship in the universe of because how we felt when it first appeared, and I think this deserves to be our first day.
Yeah, I was actually thinking A myself before.
Yeah. And they're really fun to animate with because they're just big and bold and bulky. But yeah, well, I really like them.
Big and bold and bulky.
Oh, Ray, you threw us a stinker. Thanks, man. Now, are we pissing people off with that? Let us know in the chat below.
All right, what is next? Brian Wilson, $5.
Thank you.
Since fan designs are allowed, I'd like to give a shout out to an acquaintance of mine, USS Astria by Phineas. Neat TOS light cruiser design. Yes, I have seen this before. It's very reminiscent of a lot of the faster ship designs, but gotta give it some credit. This thing is actually very cool. It takes the TOS look and kind of unblockifies some things. Like you could have made those nacelle struts just straight. You could have, but actually adding that curve to the strut, it's nice. And there is a ship, movie era ship that kind of has the same kind of look from the top as this would. But I can't remember the name of it. It's in a lot of video games like Starfleet Command. Anyhow, yeah, this is fantastic. And this is actually kind of an odd rendering. There's some TMP elements, but also TOS elements incorporated here. So it's one of those like the end of the 5-year mission kind of eras. I like it. I like it a lot.
Yeah, this is the example of what the other TMP was. It's taking all the ideas but making everything different. Partially for the sake of it, but also, yeah, it feels like both a modernized and also hey, we've managed to version 7 everything. You know, the pylons are nice. The engines are cool. They're just sleek, very TMP saucer. Yeah, it's a reasonably well integrated ness, but it's not like breaking any boundaries or doing anything truly original. But it's a fresh coat of paint on a nice aesthetic. What are you thinking?
Personally, I was thinking A myself. I really like this one.
Is that just for sex appeal? Because it's not doing much.
Yeah, but like I said, it took the classic shapes from TOS or the motion picture and refined them. They didn't just use them cut and paste style or kit bash style. Even the nacelles have a different shape.
I was trying to zip through these for obvious reasons, but there's other views. Let me look at the other views because there are more. So I can see a secondary hull. Wait, let me judge it. In the back view's cool. I could go with the B, but I wish I was doing a bit more. But it's trying to be safe. Yeah, the back view's pretty cool.
I'm just basing on this one picture, so.
Yeah, I'd go with a mid B would be my ranking.
Okay, just keep in mind B is filling up pretty quick.
B is filling up pretty quick.
All right, so we'll throw it in B for now. All right, next up is the Ray Ricks with the Breen cruiser, the Chelgret class.
Yes.
Now, I both despise and love Breen ship design. I love that they're not they're asymmetrical. I do like that, but it doesn't. It adds something new to the world of Star Trek, or the galaxy of Star Trek, that we don't really see, because we always see symmetrical designs. So I both like that and hate it at the same time. Plus, the Breen are super advanced with their null ray, or whatever the hell it's called. And they're also the ones that destroyed Starfleet headquarters, attacked Earth
several times.
And even in the, well, spoilers, but yeah, a few times. Well, that's all I'll say. I wish we knew more about the Breen, and we might actually get to that point where we do learn more about the Breen. But ship design-wise, I got to give them an A for effort for, trying something new. But, we'll see what Sam says about it. But I'm just not the biggest Breen ship fan.
Yeah, it's incredibly interesting and incredibly dull at the same time. Because the design aesthetic is so unique, different. The choice of what, where, who, how is so weird. But also it's just sort of plates on top of plates with glows. It's a fascinating dichotomy. And the 3D model is fantastic from DS9. It's one of their last models. It's really nice. I don't understand it. I'm not meant to. It feels dangerous, and I've done a few things with it, and it zips by the camera like a bloody knife, because it's both broad and also sharp, so it's oh god. But what's your gut?
For me, it's a D.
Oh, okay.
I give them effort for doing something unique and original, but
Yeah, I was gonna give certainly a C. I think it's still low C, but it's so interesting.
I'm going to say it's our first D.
Okay.
Just because. All right. What is next? Dan Ben, 2 pounds. Star Trek Online, AFS Kittimer Alliance Battlecruiser. So we'll look at that in 1 second. I just want to address one thing here. Stephen Gallagher says, thoughts on the Typhoon carrier from Star Trek Invasion? My thought is go watch our video on it, because we did a mission briefing on it.
It might technically be a fan version, but neither here nor there. It's still updated and nice looking.
All our thoughts are on screen for you to enjoy.
Yeah. That was a good time.
All right, so this abomination. A mix of Starfleet and Klingon, which I actually kind of admire a little bit. And actually, the back end there, the top part, reminds me a lot of the La Serena with those shapes. La Serena's like docked on the top of the thing. I do give him credit for emerging Klingon and Federation aesthetic. And this is in fact a Klingon design, is it, in the game?
No, it's a combination. It's a big ambassadorial. It was like a big event in Stowe. Like, look, all of our factions are working together. We designed a ship together. Hence why it's.
Oh, okay. Well, in that
it's
case,
very special, actually, in the lore
more
of the
bonus points.
Yeah, it's very special.
Plus, the whole color is quite interesting. Again, a blend between Federation and Klingon. So for originality, I mean, they're going to get a lot of high marks. And this is probably one that looks fantastic in motion. I've just never actually used it or seen it in game. So
yeah, this one for me, I mean, it's famous for a reason. It's tremendous. Okay, it's a dumb ugly. It's a beautifully dumb ugly. You know what? I'm gonna straight away and say this is a B. It works in a dumb way. Because it kind of does. It incorporates the hardest core elements of those two universes rather successfully. Is it the best of both worlds? No. Is it a surprisingly good amalgamation of both worlds? Absolutely. I want to give this a B because it has a vision and it successfully achieves the vision, and it's kind of interesting. It's weird.
Yeah, I would agree with the B.
Yeah.
Easy B.
Yeah, I think actually it's really rather interesting.
All right, next up is
it's a song, apparently.
STO Klingon Vokwa Carrier Vodlent variant. She's a big lady. I don't see this on my
Kumari
list.
next?
No.
Ah. I'll do the Kumari next.
All right, we'll throw the Kumari in here. Andorian ship design from Enterprise. Not a fan. This is more like a Battlestar Galactica fleet ship to me. Just the simple shapes. I've never liked the Andorian ships. So that's all I got to say about that.
Fighting words.
Well, yeah, bring it on. Any Andorian wants to fight me, go for it. Yeah, it just doesn't... And I understand that, you know, not all ships in Star Trek should look the same. That's not the point. But it just doesn't feel like Star Trek universe to me. If you can put this beside a Battlestar, you'd easily say that they're in the same fleet.
You have to change the text string, though.
Well, yes, but shape-wise, it definitely just says that. So yeah, I've never been a fan of the Andorian ship design. So
yeah, it's hard to quote look in the Star Trek universe when all the alien designs look unusual for a reason. So I'm not going to bring that against it. I mean, it's great in motion. It has such a fun center of gravity. Then the swing of the nacelles actually looks really good. I don't know what the pods are all meant to be, like properly. Nor do I know what the grilling is, the little interior ball thing details. But I love the engines. Yeah, it's fun. I like using Romulan War. We've done a few shots with it. I would give it a strong C, low B, because it's a very solid design that's just solid and it's good in motion.
I want to give it a D, but we'll go with you and just say C.
All right.
We don't have time to fight about this stuff.
I think people like this one in general.
All right, so on to Mark Lawrence's Klingon big lady thing.
Looks like a garbage scow, I'll be honest.
Yeah, the Volkuv carrier.
Volkuv!
Again, this has Klingon faster ship vibes, actually.
Yes.
Yep. But it does seem bulky and carrier-like. I like that. So interesting to see a Klingon carrier. Yeah, I'm kind of impressed now.
Looks quite Herogen. Looks quite Kazon. Doesn't really look very Klingon-y in the like the bulbousness is very un-Klingon-y. The basic shape of Klingon, but the actual bulbousness does not say Klingon. Very simple. Fighter carrier is always interesting to see, but certainly not nice looking. I mean, D, it's okay, but
yeah,
you know, fighter carrier. It's like an aircraft carrier if it had no like interesting things. Like, it's a big blocky thing. It's like, you know, I don't dislike it. It's just it doesn't do anything particularly. I mean, you know, look at the sexiness in C. This is not the sexiest stuff in C. Personal preference, but obviously force us to change.
Ray Rex, 2 pounds. You want a stinker? The Jaeger class. I mean, yeah. Let's smash 2 different ships together that are totally different scales and say that works.
Yes.
Does not work.
No.
This is an easy F.
Oh, yes.
With some redesigning, it could be something cool, but
yeah, I mean the basic shapes don't not work together, but all the detailing and all the logic don't work together, which is obviously a lot of the design, so therefore it doesn't work together. So definitionally at that point. Hey, Devereaux.
Okay.
Oh, but Mark, I checked and it said it was. Boo.
But that's not the ship.
That's what the wiki said.
That's the other problem we're going to run into here, guys. So just bear with us.
I mean, they both they saw 2, but both show the same name. So here's the other one, but they both have the same. And you know, don't know the ships, harder to go on. Okay, there's the other Klingon version.
Where? Shit. Where? I don't see it.
Up top.
Oh. Gotcha.
Ugly.
Oh, that's an F.
Yep.
It's too. It's taken away all the sleekness of that last one that you thought was the one.
Very, very Romulan.
Oh yeah.
No, F. Sorry. Sorry, Mark. I mean, forward slung is kind of cool, but the other ship part isn't kind of cool. Therefore,
can you unhighlight it for me? Because I can't resize.
Yep.
Thanks. There we go. All right, we are.
Voltaire.
What do we got next? I love the Constellation class. Very underrated.
It's great.
Constellation, workhorse of the fleet.
Yeah. This is a good kit bash. It wasn't a kit bash. It was a bash of the kit done by the two geniuses of TNG and DS9 and Voyager, Rick and Andrew, and it works. It's balanced. And it's also actually very different. Mm-hmm. For me, this gets a straight A.
Yeah, I was immediately thinking
straight A.
Perfect for the era.
And it's always fun to animate with it. I was very pleased to make it Laura Reed ship in to my fan films, and it's really kind of great to animate with. It's oddly graceful, even though it absolutely isn't, but it absolutely is. I don't know why.
All right. Matt Yarrington, Nebula class. Wow, the whole sentence there.
That specific one.
Yeah, this is the USS Endeavour NCC 7185, possibly the only ship to have survived both the Battle of Wolf 359 and Sector 001, and just a great design.
Yeah, Nebulas are great.
Sure, yeah.
Very safe, fine. But they're the other workhorse. They're logic. Well, I do really like the proper variant deflector. I think it actually adds a lot to it. Source was identical. That's why it was great. I was able to make a source separation sequence by using one model and entire different model. One was a D and one was a nebula, and to achieve the same effect because they're the same pieces. Yeah, this nebula with this particular pod gets an easy B from me. But it's surprisingly good in motion. Surprisingly good with the deflector, the proper version.
I would give it easily a D, but
average out to C then.
We'll average it out. All right. I'm not a huge fan of the Nebula class. Personally, there's kit bashed and then there's way too kit bashed.
Well, yeah, I mean, the secondary hull's entirely different, and the top bit. So it's sort of 3 out of 5 pieces are the same, different, and 2 are the same, literally the same. Which is why I love the theory I had where it picks up sources.
Ray Ricks throws in 2 pounds. Probert concept ambassador class.
Classic.
Yeah, sure.
This is Tobias's full beautiful version, sleek, gorgeous, too advanced really. Like it doesn't fit how nice it is, but it's not a canon ship, so it's fine. It's very nice.
I mean, it's all right. It's an easy C for me for Enterprise C. Not a huge fan of that, as you know.
I don't know. I would have given
some angles like this one looks fantastic, but then other angles it just looks awkward. The secondary hull just doesn't quite work.
I'd give it a B for sleeky sexiness, but I'll give you a C because it doesn't fit in with the tech of the era. But of course, it was inventing its own era because of course it was the first thing, you know.
Mm-hmm.
It makes sense when you don't include the other contrasts, but then they added everything else in between. So, never worked with it really. I think I made one shot once. I've got it.
Yeah. I prefer to call it the Probert class, personally. Nothing against it. It looks fine, I guess, but it's just not, I don't know. Something about it.
Sure.
What is next? Dave and Laura. Oh, that just jumped all over the place. Hold on. $2. Do you have the underside view of her?
Already passed it, sorry.
Ozzy, $2. Warship, Mirror Universe, Deep Space Nine episode. So just a Nagvar.
Just a giant Negvar. Giant Negvar.
Nagvar is like a bee.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
We already just talked about that.
We did. Negvars are cool. We like Negvars. And it being giant does diminish it a little bit, but that's okay. We won't hold its silly giant size against it.
Yeah. Dan Ben, £2. STO Columbia class.
Pretty. Thomas Maroney's brainchild once again, as we love Thomas.
Yeah. It looks very similar to the other one we had in here that got a B. The fan-made one. It's just more advanced era of it.
It's also not as... It's doing more unique things in its own era, I think. Maybe. I don't know. It's nice. Franklin.
Oh, yeah.
Like, but that's the thing. These are stars that exist. This is a very nice TMP version. You think that from it's trying to be a shuttle bay door thing? I can't really tell.
It's hard to tell. I'm not sure.
It's nice.
Sure.
But it's maybe too simple? It's not doing as, I don't know. Well, I like the bridge dome. It's not just the same bridge dome. They actually built a new thing.
I'd say it's probably a C.
I'd give it, a strong C. Strong C. Yeah, TMP Franklin. Exactly.
And if your ship's on here, you might get overlaid with other ships because
you
got to put in other people's ships. So
yes.
All right. Next up is Olivia, $5. Pacific 201. Eric Henry's ship.
It's nice. Very busy and yet not.
Yeah.
Filled to the rim of detail.
He did add extra detail to make it more realistic and kind of his own look on things. You could easily turn this into like a TOS ship, fairly simply, and it does bear a striking resemblance to a Constellation class. Just the bottom is different, but from this view, it could definitely be just a TOS era Constellation class. I always like the Pacific 201. I like the thought put into it. So,
yeah, it's nice. Like, it's not. I wouldn't love using it too much because it's very weirdly weighted, and the details are too anassery. But again, it fits in where it fits in, and some of the windows look like too. Oh no, you could blow them up and look scary and problem. But I like it. I'd give it a strong C personally.
And yes, Donnie, it is pre TOS. So.
Yeah, strong C from me. Nice, but it doesn't necessarily hit in the way that it could do.
Yeah. Next up is where are we? Fuck sakes. All right, not a banned account. Member for 25 months. Let's review the Inquiry class and Enterprise G.
Now we did the Inquiry out of those two.
So the Inquiry class.
It's the Tobias Richter Stowe enhanced version, for clarity. Because they improved it.
It's just fine. it's all right. I hate the way they described it and built it up in the show as like the most powerful, bestest thing ever. And so that gets marks against it. But
so the nacelles are cool, but too sharp. The source is good, but what the fuck are those white not windows on the edge? They're not windows. They're too big. You would never do that. So they're not windows, except they are. I don't like the front cutout with lights. You know what I mean? There's so little logic in so many of these places. You could easily make it better. Easily. Like, properly update it. As it stands, I would give this a high D. Yeah, because too many things break it. Even the Tobias version is significantly better. In this list, because we're not doing yeah, other things, yeah. But I do prefer the one from Star Trek Season 3 with the new deflector, but I wasn't on that either for or against it in this version because we look at the top.
Yeah. And Dante says that it feels pre-NX, so NX era. The Pacific, it is. Pacific 201 is pre-NX era, isn't it?
No, it's to that it's at the turn of the century, so it's 50 years after. It's right in between.
Okay. Yeah, but he designed the aesthetic to look, I think, more primitive than NX era even. So.
Well, more real.
Yeah.
And yeah, NX still had a certain platey featuriness.
Verpine, $5. The Cation Aspero support carrier. Really, an STO ship. This is cool.
Not Star Trek at all, of course. Very Halo.
Yeah. Like, especially the coloring.
I mean, great. I feel like I know several other ships that look almost identically like this. But it looks great.
It's giving me a vibe, but I can't quite place it.
It's a very nice generic sci-fi.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
So where are we rating it on? Because like pure aesthetic, I'll give it a nice strong C.
Yeah,
but it's also, it's also quite generic-y. But plating's nice. I like the grills at the top. Oh, but yeah, gentle C. Like giant, given the excessively small windows. My goodness.
Yes. So C.
Galaxy Quest. Yeah, it's a little bit like Saris' ship.
Yeah.
We're
going to start overlaying stuff just so you guys know. Not a bad account. $2. Vadex ship, La Serena, with cards Intrepid.
You're going to get one?
You can't throw 15 in like that. You're going to get the Shrike. Boom.
It's good. It's great.
It is. I wish it was linked to the conspiracy bugs, because it definitely has that vibe to it. So I loved all the speculation at the time. Look, it's got the Enterprise D secondary hull.
Yep.
Clearly.
And they're like, no, it doesn't. Like, it does. But it is funny. It's so goddamn simple in terms of like, it's just some basic shapes, some basic plating, times 4 arms, and like but it actually works. It's a well designed, simple. It is aggressive, is mean. I have done some work with it. It's actually shockingly graceful. I would give this one a B because it works overall. Still muted.
I said, sure, I'm not going to argue.
Yeah. Just kind of works.
All right.
Batman had a space with Vadex ship.
Matt Yarrington, $5. Pioneer class. Now we're talking.
He's back to the TOS.
Classic, beautiful, simplistic TOS. And so well done. Such a nice addition to the imagined fleet. I do love the little small pod on the bottom, secondary hull style. Yeah, it's ideal. It's simple, but it works. So
yeah, exactly. I mean, it is a kit bash, but also it doesn't feel at all like a kit bash. It's got enough new to be different, to be whatever. Well balanced, well proportioned. I would give this one a low A, because I think what it does very well.
Yeah, I was thinking A for sure. Funny how we have no S's yet.
Thinking contrast.
Yeah. Dan Ben, the Mawasi Cruiser, Voyager, Year of Hell.
Yes.
This does not ring any bells for me.
Nope, because that's my render. That's the first time I've seen it in HD, probably. Well, yes, you would have. It says this is one of the Year of Hell. We found some ships to help us, and then they all get blown up because they can't defeat the Krenim.
This feels like a video game ship.
Well, it was a background 1997 3D model, so it's all right. Yeah, I mean, it's how far we've come. Yeah, it's gentle. I mean, a pleasant D. It's bulky.
Feels like it could easily be turned into a Klingon design as well, with those shapes.
Yeah. It's sort of, what it's trying to be. It's trying to be shapes put together to look like a spaceship. It's not quite, but they didn't have the money, time, budget. I mean, just the fact they had to make new space shots for every single new part of Year of Hell with more damage, that added up so much to the budget, of course, because that's new. So they didn't have time to build these really intricate new, you know. But yeah, you know, give it a refinement pass. Can make it a C without too much hassle.
Ray Ricks, £5. Sovereign class. Never heard of it.
It's pretty nice. Still pisses me off that you didn't include any of the inset window details that Rick did. It's all flat windows. There's no thought particularly behind them. There's no additional... There's zero character in the windows except the lower 1040 ones. And it really annoys me because those ones really add a lot to Voyager to make it a unique feel, and they really do something. And they're so boring on the windows. It's my big complaint.
Yeah, my complaint with this one is it's very classic Enterprise. It's very classic. Like some of the looks, some of those views of it are fantastic. Other ones I don't really appreciate. From the side, I don't like it. I don't like some of the angled shots of it. But overall, it is an S. Not only because it's an Enterprise, but because it is just it's a fan favorite for sure, and for good reason.
Go for it.
Which one is this? First Contact?
First Contact.
Okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't show the Nemesis shitty black plate hard to light one. It's just so much worse, in my opinion. Yes, S.
Yeah. All right. Finally got an S.
Just had to throw an Enterprise.
Yes. So next up, we've got Ray Ricks, £2, STO Iconian Quaz Cruiser. All the Iconians.
Oh look, a Mass Effect ship.
Any video game franchise ship, yeah. Very squid-like. It's an F for me.
Why? That's dramatic.
As far as Star Trek goes, it's an F.
Well, no, as far as design goes.
Yeah, they tried. It's D.
Because it is what it is. I wouldn't say there's too much creativity going on, as in they had an aesthetic, and they did it. But it's very Halo, Forerunner, it's very Mass Effect.
It's very anything but Star Trek, yeah.
Yeah, it's just plated. I mean, look, you can see, I mean, they're kind of like dreads and like... But it's repeatedly, detaily. We don't have budget or time to yeah, give it the F.
Thank you. I was willing to compromise and go D for...
No, it's not. It's very, 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 very derivative. Not. It still looks fine, but it's just derivative and uninteresting. Sorry, go on.
Baddie of the Week ship. Let's see. Not a bad account. $2. Star Trek Picard Intrepid class. Isn't that the same as the Inquiry?
Wait, what? Did I miss that one? Oh. No, not that one. I missed that one.
Oh.
No, he means the Duderstadt.
Duderstadt. Oh, yes. That's a fantastic design.
Hold on. Okay.
Ah, yes. I love the Intrepid class design. Duderstadt. This is a Bill Krause design based on the Wasp. And I love the stance of this thing, the aggressiveness of it, that secondary hull looking like a stinger. Things I don't like about it is the fact that, you know, smoke billows from it in space and it growls and like... it's fine. It's a beautiful design. For me, it's an S, personally, but I know Sam won't agree with that.
Oh dear. I mean, it's better than it should be, and it's of course a derivative off of 1970s ship. But Doug did a really good job at modernizing it, etc., etc. My problem is that like the detailing is very poor on it. There's very few escape pods. It's missing lots of the simple things like transporter beam. It's not tractor beam. Like, it was a rushed out build, and you can see it. And even in the episode, there's one shot where you see the stinger, and you can actually see the polygon flow. And it's like, that's like amateur hour.
Yeah, but let's say it was done perfectly.
Well, then it would be done different.
Ship design.
That's not. We can't use that, unfortunately, because then I would add loads more physical detail, which would change the look and the feel. Because it's just missing things. So this, I would go still as an A, because the design is so strong, but it doesn't, like the Inquiry, like that would still be given lower marks for missing stuff. It's like there's still a logicalness of a few things that's just lack of thought.
If we're doing that, then okay, didn't know we were doing that.
Well,
it's fine. A is fine.
I mean, there isn't a new version with it fixed, so that's all we can go on. But yeah, happy A, and I'm excited to use it at some point when someone makes me use it. Because I like it.
Stern Von Alt, $2. The Sentinel class. That's this thing. I suppose. I don't know. Is it? Is that the one?
Yes.
Okay. To me, it looks a little bit like the Inquiry class, like a big brother to the Inquiry class, a little bit. Interesting shapes for sure. Those nacelles don't really do it for me. Other than that, I like the main body design and shape. Struts are kind of cool. I just wish the nacelles were a little bit different and had some more inner detail parts as opposed to just on the outside or the top, I guess, in that case, just the way they're angled. But
well, yeah, exactly. This is a just like with Durstat. It's like the shapes are quite good, but it's missing a lot of the design language that I can't just add because it could have that, right? So it's good as a baseline and very much feels like an early stow ship, but it doesn't feel like a kitted out hero ship. And obviously, what are all the red things? We know what they are, and they're not meant to be there. And then the sail's also too plain. Why are the sides just flat? Oh, I'm gonna say D, just because overall it's squint, cool design, look tall. It's like no. And why are there like 44 rows of windows that obviously aren't logical? Obviously.
Yeah. I'm happy with the D. Another bank account, $2. Star Trek: The Animated Series, USS Horizon. Oh yes, this thing.
I mean, it's a cargo freighter, yeah.
Yeah, they took the cargo ship and just added shit to it and changed the direction it flew. It's fine. Works for the animated fleet for sure, but it's a little bit too much in my opinion. So,
I mean D, because it's just
for me, I was going to say D.
Doesn't work. It's fine, but you wouldn't call it a looker or a thinker. But also, it's hard to give. Like it's like the Malon ships. You're not going to give them beauty contest winners, even if they, you know what I mean. Like they're not there for that, right? But I am Bite Me Toll says, and you put a couple of kit bashers at a B. I know I need a new pair of glasses, but there's no way I'm seeing these rankings. Kit bashers at B. I mean the TOS.
I can't see one kit bash at B.
I mean the TOSS one is actually all original, so. I mean A, you could.
You're welcome to change the rankings. This is a community rank thing, so $5 you can bump it up or down.
Because it's also just it works together. Because you can have like this is a very simple phone, but actually it's a rather nice looking phone. Because it just happens to sleek out the formula well. Like you can have things just work, So Ray put in for Voyager, took it away and did it again. So that is Ray's from later. PH bit earlier.
Okay, Intrepid class.
Gorgeous S.
Yep.
Just absolutely beautiful. Detailing's gorgeous, and it works best because it's a small ship. So they really had to actually write in details into the logic of the ship. And therefore, it sings beautiful.
Yep. Plus doing new stuff with ship design, so
yeah,
I'm gonna give him credit for that.
Helped invent the second wheel.
All right. Next up is Verpine, $2. STO Gorn, multi-mission explorer. Okay. I prefer the Gorn ships from Starfleet Command game, honestly. But yeah, I don't know what about this says Gorn. This feels again very much like a video game cruiser type of ship. The thing, it does feel Star Trek like with the nacelles on the side though, so I got to give credit for that.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on here. It feels like one of the ships from Star Wars, the freighter things,
right,
with some BSG engines on the back, style, and then the nacelles slapped on it. It's like they're doing a lot of different things. And
I don't think you're wrong there. That's a fair set of things.
Yeah,
that's funny.
For me, this is a D.
I mean, I see this as Gorn because I know this is like a John Eves sketch. It's very similar to this. Like, this is what somebody in the art department thought Gorn. It has a sort of big rustic. The color feels right. Big bulking feel. I buy it as Gorn, no problem. I actually like the nacelles. The nacelles are quite attractive for nacelles. The back engine pods decent. They feel consistent. It's very much like the Orion ships of Enterprise. Strong, solid, reliable. They don't look amazing, but I would certainly not want to face 10 of these, nor do I think they look bad. I would be on the C to C or D line because it's still not interesting, but the nacelles are actually not boring. And the window scaling for me actually kind of works on that, for how big it should be. So I'd say between D and a C, you can do final pick on that.
Throw it in D.
Okie dokie.
But yeah, seeing a trend with the D's there. Long. I don't know, something about it. Anyway.
Yeah, this is a very interesting way of doing this, Stuart. We see a trend, yeah. Huh.
All right, next up is not a band account, the USS Bonaventure from the animated series. Oh, okay. How can we make a ship look like a Federation starship? Let's take the Enterprise and just put it in a morphing program and just stretch it. It's a thing that exists, and I wish it didn't. It's a no from me. This is a D.
What, we're doing a dancing competition? It's a no from me.
Yeah.
I get what they're going for, and considering there's nothing else they can use for inspiration, I see the logic. Everything's the same but different, but it's not aesthetically nice. Having the weird big fat gut and then tiny thing at the front is so logical. There is a certain stupid flow to everything getting bulbous in random places. They're all kind of bulbous together.
Except for the nacelles doing that at the back.
Well, no, it kind of flows with... I think I'll give it a straight F, because I think it fails at what it's trying to do as well.
Sorry, Aaron Harvey.
Yes. Like, I don't think I can make this look nice in animations. Like actually nice. You know? Like, you can make it
interesting to try, though, to get a good quality model of it and see how it looks in motion and stuff.
It looks Star Trek, at least, but... Yeah.
Mark Lawrence, $15, a threefer. You can rate them all at once if you like. How about the STO Dyson variants from each faction?
There they are.
Never even heard of these.
Well, they find a Dyson sphere and then everyone makes ships based on their tech. So yeah, Federation, Klingon, and Romulan, which I can tell. So
I like these. Just sleeking out the original designs and changing the color palette. I like all of these. I like the Romulan one the best, then the Federation one, then the Klingon one. That'd be my ranking.
I don't like the Federation saucer, really. It's just things for things reason. Like, personal preference, they're fine, you know? Like, they're obviously trying to be a very specific thing. I don't think them looked... I mean, the Romulan's okay, but I do think there's a ship that's based on that's very similar. I would give it a solid C, because I don't like them particularly, but they achieve what they're trying to do quite well, if that makes sense.
Solid C, you said?
Solid C.
Yeah, I'm definitely on board with that. If they were being ranked individually, I don't know if they'd all be the same, but
yeah,
there we go. Throw it in C. Sorry for the overlap in some of these guys, but that's the way it's got to be.
I mean, you guys are doing amazing and throwing them at us, so keep it up.
Matt Yarrington has joined the channel at the rank of Ensign. Welcome aboard, Ensign. Thank you for joining the channel. Much appreciated.
Welcome. Thank you
see
so
your
much.
name in our end credits soon.
Yeah, how long have you been a fan? And yeah, thank you. Those absolutely, guys. As you know, those memberships absolutely make us go and keep us here with you every week. The backbone of what we do. So thanks so much. And every ensign makes a difference, or every higher than ensign makes an even bigger difference. It's kind of radical uptick of yes, that's thank you.
Not a banned account gifted 1 Trekyards membership. So Tim Rose, welcome to membership for 1 month.
Welcome, Tim.
All right, so Mark Lawrence again, $5, and 1 more from me. The first ship you ever saw associated with STO Excalibur class, Trekyards episode 106, by the way.
And that's our thumbnail.
Yes, the Connie not Connie design.
Yes. I mean, it's pretty decent, let's be honest. We've seen having now done many stow ships.
Yes.
It's pretty decent.
I don't like the curves they put in places for the sake of it, especially the struts and things.
Well, okay, I didn't even see the struts. Yeah, the struts aren't good.
It's.
I want to give it a gentle C. I think it's actually reasonably okay.
Yep. C is acceptable to me.
Reasonably okay. I would actually be interested to get a model of this and do some like a full episode. I think it'd be interesting to see how this flows.
All right, so C will cover up.
You what? Oh, fan for life. Watched the channel for years, but didn't start to get active till lately. Should have joined your Valiant Clause a long time ago. Well, you're here now. Thanks so much. And yes, join us as you must know then for our weekly lives. We do verses, we do episode reviews, we do the new AI game chat things we're really enjoying, the rankings. We'd like to be really interactive with you guys. Like if you come here and want to say something and want to super chat, you will have a conversation with us. We very much value that. It's very much instant as well.
And not only super chatters, even the regular commenters that don't super chat, we do read the regular chat as well when we have time. And we do call it good comments. You've got me
busy today, which we like.
Oh yeah, both kind of busy and scrambling here. So, okay, what is next? Ray Ricks, £2. STO Fed Avenger class battle cruiser.
Oh yes, it's too bulky. Battle cruiser, I get it, but it's just too bulky.
Yeah, it's definitely armored, eh?
Just.
Yeah, it doesn't have this sleek flows going on. That's a D for me personally.
That's a D. It's not that it looks bad, it's that what it's doing diminishes its sex appeal too much.
Yes, I mean it's not supposed to be sexy, but
it's not supposed to be sexy, but it just doesn't. Yeah.
So we'll throw that one in D. Are we gonna look good when we're getting the shit kicked out of us in battle? Doesn't matter.
Just fire everything.
Not a bad account. $2. The Enterprise F from Pickard. The Odyssey class. We've talked about this quite a bit on the channel as well. Even talking to the designer. This is one I wish we saw more of on screen. However, I'm not a huge fan of the 2-point attachment for the saucer to the secondary hull, the neck element. But that being said, it is a unique, interesting new take. So other than that, the shapes I kind of like. It is a big, bulky one, but I think it works for an Enterprise. It's actually a really good choice for an Enterprise F. So
I just want to. So Dante says for the last ship, doesn't grab you, it's just kind of there. Yes. Well said.
Yes, that's a good way to put it.
I think the F has grown on me as the designs got better, as they keep improving it over time. Because this looks great. Because this is the hero rebuild by Thomas Maroney, thrown in a proper end engine, which they've never done before. This looks great. It's lit well. It's structurally it's nice. It feels reasonably well thought out. It's quite well balanced, but you don't see the weird angles at this angle, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
So that's part of it. We are looking at this ship soonish, the proper new version, so expect that this particular version. But I do think now, looking at all the other ships, there is a certain something about this that works. I want to give this a B. I want to give it a pretty reliable B.
I was going to give it an A personally, but
okay, I think okay. I'm surprised you're saying that, but if you want to give it an A, give it an A.
Why are you surprised I'm saying that?
You don't and stuff, you know. Aliens.
Yeah, but like surprising you all sometimes. Vader fan, $2. Aventine class from STO, like the Vesta, but better. Is it though? Yeah, I've reviewed the Vesta class Eagle Moss ship. I'm not a fan of the long design of it. It's fine, it's serviceable, but there's nothing substantial to it. It just seems flimsy. It just looks weak. And I know in space, structural integrity fields, all that jazz. I have no problem with that. It's just something about the design doesn't strike me as being enjoyable to look at. So this one is kind of right there with it, I'm afraid. So
yeah, it's not great. I know people love this, but it's flat, dull. I don't like the black color scheme nor the light blue, and the engines look overly busy for the sake of it without whatever. D. I'm sorry, it doesn't work for me, especially compared to the F a second ago, which looks so much nicer.
Yeah. D it is. Okay, what is next?
I'm sorry.
Verpine, $2. STO USS Manticore. Hey, I love these. It's one of my favorite STO ships.
It's crazy.
The Chimera class, I believe. Or the Chimera is slightly different. But anyway. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what it is about this. It's got the four nacelles, but not constellation style. It's a different take on it. Plus the pod on the top is a nice feature. Plus the weapon, that what's it called? The bloom, whatever. Anyway, I love the dimensionality of it. It seems like a bulky, ugly beast, but for some reason I really like it, and I don't know why. So it's not S tier though, not even close. But
yeah, it is a ugly duck that does come together, but ugly ducks can be very cool. It is not. Yeah, it feels very. I don't know if it's an engineering ship, but it feels like we have tech, we have stuff. I'm not trying to show off. I do think you could do different pods that look nicer, but that's obviously a conceptual thing. Of course, you could do nicer pods. I'm happy to give it high C, low B. Yeah,
I was thinking C myself. As much as I love it, I still don't think it deserves more than a C tier.
Well, if you were making it a B as an audience, like, you know, you could give it a B. Sure. That's a very dark picture. That is the clearest picture, as ironic as that is.
Jamie Somerville throws in £2. Loving the tier list. Enterprise J.
The Marmite. The Marmite of ships. For some reason.
The Universe class, as it's kind of come to be known.
Okay. Vader fan. Sorry. I like the J. It's so different at a time when this is meant to be a mega future, before we've actually had the mega future, and it's not at all like this. They really need to do. Someone needs to make a fan version of this to scale, where the lights actually the skyscrapers are intended to be, because people can't relate to this as a ship. I see what it's trying to be, what Doug intended, because I know what it's trying to be, right? So I love the fact that and as with a detailed breakdown, I love the fact that the pylons are actually the width of the Enterprise B saucer. Like, they're absolutely giant. Yeah. The smallest point is still a full saucer. They're giant. There's no issue with that. it's a cool design. It's weird. It's not graceful. It's not elegant. I have done a few things with it. It just sort of like goes. It's not graceful at all. But it's a cool, weird, hyper future thingy.
Scottish Nightmare says the ship that got me watching Trekyards.
Oh,
S plus tier.
Oh goodness.
Yeah, I like what Doug was doing with it. I hate that it has no secondary hull. There's a version of this called the Congo class, which looks much better, but because of the producers going, no, the deflector needs to be where the NX-01 deflector is, so people understand that it's a fuck off. I'm sorry, but that's just the stupidest goddamn thing I've ever heard. Anyway, whatever. Could have been better. It's not awful. Not a huge fan of the shapes involved with it. But again, going for that very futuristic vibe. I prefer the one that we see in the Roddenberry Archives video, which is not super correct compared to, according to Doug.
Doug does not like it.
No, he doesn't. I prefer it a little bit better, but I like what he was doing here. So for this one, now here I got to look at the other rankings to kind of place this one. This one I kind of want to give a C.
I'd be happy to give it the J and B because I think it has its own unique charm that works.
Okay.
Like, it's so specific and so intentionally its thing. I think it deserves some win there.
All right, not a bad account. $2. Original Enterprise, NX-01 Strange New Worlds. So do you want the original Enterprise? Or you want the Strange New Worlds one? Because they're not the same.
Oh, you're putting the Stranger Worlds one, so.
Okay, well, we'll look at that then. This is almost an S. This I can't give anything higher than an A.
Still gets a B from me. It's dirty. The pylons are dumb. Some angles are terrible. Why are there big giant light panels not lighting this registry? They don't even do the light paneling.
And they put it in a vise and just squished it.
Yeah, there's a giant lip at the bottom of the back of the B. Yeah, there's so many, because again, it's just we need to make it different because it can't be the perfect Connie, almost perfect. Like, no, it's not even an A. Solid B. Has two problems with it.
Okay, I will capitulate and say that I was trying to be generous.
I know. And I had to bring us back down. Too many core problems with that. It's nice, but it's not, and compared to the Dudestat, which just kind of works. Or Constellation just kind of works. That doesn't.
All right. Ray Ricks, 2 pounds. Romulan to Deridex.
S.
Yeah.
Iconic. It's imposing. It's weird. Simple. Very, very simple, but glorious. Personality up the wazoo.
Mm-hmm.
It's great. Yeah. It's a definitive science fiction weird ship.
Yeah.
Yep. Sorry. Yeah.
All right. Next up, the STO Guldoon Bird of Prey. So this is like the retro Bird of Prey, but better. Ha! Look at those.
Gamified, yes. I wouldn't say better.
Well, the struts where they connect
the
the
struts
guns are thicker. It's better.
The struts
it's
are
better
nicer,
designed.
yes. The front's worse and the back's worse. The struts are better, yes.
I haven't seen the back necessarily.
No, I mean just the back element. Like, it's just sort of shoved on. It's not got the character. But I agree. If you put these wings on the retro, you got a sail. But the front half, and you can see the neck is just 10 polygons. C, it's fine.
Yeah.
It's gamey. Unfortunately, if you haven't got details, you can't really review them as well. Good try, though. Actually,
I like that it fixed one of the things I don't like about the retro Bird of Prey.
Yeah, it does a few smart things.
Okay. Next up, we've got General Grievous with $5. Get the Enterprise F out of here for the love of Scotty. Bump that ugly blasphemous space whale down.
That is, you guys have forgotten that your super chats can move things. That's how this works.
Yeah, we'll slow her down to be.
So if you guys hate the J, 5 brings it down, 10 brings it down 2. That's how this works. Well done, Julius, for remembering. And Devereaux says a lot of dead space in the Derek decks. Yes and no. You need line of sight, at least conceptually, so therefore that's really important. And B, is a ship that's meant to scare people. That's the whole point. It's meant to be insanely big, and this is a very easy way of making it big without being hugely mass-filled. And it looks, as we'll see in the film coming soon, I don't even fit it all in the screen at one point because it's meant to be so big. Because it's meant to be a big ship. It's a statement ship, you know?
Yeah. Ray Ricks, £2. Original Enterprise, 1701. No bloody A, no bloody B.
Or D.
Yep, it's just S tier. I mean, there's no question.
I mean, the only thing you could argue is that the nacelles are a bit too tubey, as in, like, I see what they are. It's a tube with some stuff shoved on, like model pieces, right? You could add a bit more to them, like plating or, like, a little bit more, but the source of the curvature is so forward-thinking. The blinkers are so nice. The reflector is so lovely. The neck, I think, is weird, but in a good way. Impulse engine being so small works really well. The shuttle bay is really integrated. And it looks fucking great in motion.
Every angle of it looks good.
Pretty much, yeah. Well, you can do a battle scene with it and have it go, and yes, it works. It's really like it doesn't necessarily make a lot of sense, but it does work.
Yeah, it's easily S tier.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's yeah. There's a reason why it's going to outlive almost everything else in sci-fi, let alone Star Trek, you know.
Ray Ricks, £2. The Galaxy class. Ooh. I want to remind everybody right now, there's 78 people watching and 74 likes. That's pretty good, but I'm pretty sure that not everybody has stayed, that has hit like, and that has come in and has hit like. So hit like. Let's try to get up to 100. I think we can probably do it if you hit like now.
I think we can. Give me a second. I'll find the next one.
Scottish Nightmare says not as good as the J.
Yeah,
I must really like the J.
How would you say that one? He's my. Oh, I lost it.
The Enterprise J is meant to be like the USS or the U.S. World War II battleships, big and intimidating to show the flag. Sure.
I don't know if Doug had that in mind. I'll be honest. And given
he did not.
And given that he's the one that designed it, I don't. And if he didn't think that, I'm not going to add that to its interpretation. I think it's just we just can't comprehend the scale. If you made a smaller version of it, everything would be thicker.
Yeah.
Like that. That's it, really.
All right, the Galaxy class.
S
tier as well.
Again, super good in motion. It just flows. It's good slow. It's good bulky. Yeah, it's just.
I admit when it first came out, I wasn't a fan of it, but it very quickly grew on me. I love the organic shapes of it. I love the size of the nacelles even. It just, in comparison to everything else, it works so well. Again, it doesn't look great from every angle, but yeah.
You always feel something when it comes into play. That graceful sweeping. You're like, yep, the big boy, the big brother, the big, yeah.
Yeah. Verpine, $2. Romulan Tanin Warbird.
That's one we don't know about.
The Tanin, okay.
Okay, looks a lot like one of the Star Trek Armada 2 ships that I know of, but I can't think of.
Even kind of incorporates a warp ring in there. That's an interesting take, eh?
I actually quite like that. That
negative space kind of like, but for a reason.
Yeah, it says to me, like the ship from Armada 2, a science ship, there's a reason for that. Like that's like a quantum drive. Or is just stolen off the Vulcan one, because it's even got the little bit in the middle that that's oddly kind of cloning. I actually quite like that. It's a bit stubby, but it might be the render, because it looks a little bit, everything looks a bit stubby. High B, high C, low B would be my gut on that.
I was thinking B personally, so.
Yeah, it kind of works. Yeah, kind of works.
Yeah, I could see it looking good in motion as well.
And it feels like the curvature of an advanced Romulan ship, so I buy its its placement in the universe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Not a bad account. $5. Constellation class to S tier. The ship won the Battle of Maxia. We must never forget the USS Stargazer.
History must never forget the name. Stargazer. Yes.
Okay. It's moved up now.
Hey, some more space and A. If you do, give us all A's. Oh, yeah.
All right. Matt Yarrington, $2. Vulcan Serac class.
I'll do my one instead. Mine's better.
Mine's better. Do you hear him? This is what I got to put up with all the time, guys. Oh, we should probably mention the poll as well.
Yes.
Are you enjoying this format? Yes. Do more ones like this. 82%. Oof. Don't love the rankings. Just more interactive lives. Only watch the edited videos. Okay. Well, there you go. Go vote. Go vote. All right. So this is the Vulcan Serac class.
Mark II, the Pierre Droulet rebuild, which is significantly better than Doug's version.
I mean, it's simple and logical, isn't it? It's just fine. Doesn't strike me in any amazing way. So,
well, it's a commitment to a bit. We have rings, we have a primary hull, and we have a thing that kind of connects it with some tech in. I mean, for what it is, it's very effective, but it's not pretty. It's not elegant. Although, in fairness, it does feel like a capital ship, and it would pew you well if the whole thing was like littered with guns on the other side. It'd be quite like, ugh. I'll give it a C for respect. Because it does what it does fine for a C, for me.
Yep. That's actually a really fair assessment. Middle of the road.
Yeah.
All right. Dan Ben, $2. USS Nelson, early Star Trek Early Voyages comic, The Fallen. Ah, yes, I've seen this before.
Oh, I have not.
Yeah, it's just essentially a TOS constellation, but I think it's hard to tell with this picture, but I think that the nacelles are attached directly to the saucer. It's an awful picture, but an interesting idea for a ship. The secondary, the nacelle caps are like cage era with like points on them, so they got the spikes.
I mean, it's not so much a design, more as...
We need to draw a ship for a comic.
Yes. Although, perhaps the bottom two nacelles might actually be deflectors. Because if you look at the right one, clearly it goes out further than the nacelle. Which would be... that'd be interesting.
It would. Yeah, it's honestly just an awful drawing. But...
And if, in fairness, if the bottom two are actually secondary hulls, then it'd be a ship straight out of JJ, because there is a ship that is this. Yeah. I mean, am I seeing past the 7 lines of the drawing?
Nope, because you were judging other things based on text count. So, yeah.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
That was one of our ranking things.
I'm sorry.
Interesting idea. I would like to see it explored a little bit more, but yeah.
Well, it's clear just a kit bash, so it would take... I mean, I could do it right now. You know, in theory, like I could literally build it with the Connie pieces.
We should do that. We should do a live where we just like redo comic ships.
Goodness.
Okay, Ray Ricks, $5. J to A tier because why not? The J was
in B.
There we go. It's in A because why not?
Because why not?
Ray Ricks, £2. The Defiant. Now, do you mean the TOS Defiant? What's the
that's a Connie, so yeah.
Constitution class.
Classic. Yeah, I mean, it's great. It wouldn't be Star Trek if you changed 10 things about it, but it is Star Trek, and it's great. It looks great in motion, it looks great static. The fact that there's so many glow areas are cool. What do they do? Don't know. I love the different versions. There are actually many, although there's only one version, but there's actually many. And I love how all the toys, the head, you can move it too much because it's not been sealed in properly because it's actually only connected by one little bit. I'd still give an S for overall detail, vibe, creativity, interest.
Yep. Backstory.
And the aft phaser that is somewhere.
Wow. It's hidden, so it doesn't get hit. It's fine.
Yep. Which, in fairness, I probably should just change like my fan film version to include an aft launcher and an aft phaser strip because it'd be really easy to add them. No, I don't do that because they're not on the real one, but like it wouldn't be difficult.
I think you should now that you said it.
Yeah, no, it's tempting, isn't it? Well, I mean, I wouldn't do it. Someone else would do it for me, but yeah, my team, my tremendous team.
Jamie Somerville, £2. USS Rhode Island from Endgame.
It's great.
Bob June's redesign of the Nova.
It's great. Just fills it in, but and then obviously recolors. I mean, yeah, fills and recolors, changes the yeah, it's great. It's a very nice, sleek, sexy, classic version ship.
And I also want to point out to everyone watching, all 74 of you, keep in mind we've done videos on a lot of these ships. Like more than 70% of these probably. Well, there'll be a video if you search Trekyards and the ship name. So go watch those, our back catalog. If you're new to us, even if you're old and been here forever and already seen it, go back and rewatch it. But yes, taking the Nova and kind of, like you said, filling things in. This is a fan favorite as well, the Rhode Island. Even though it's only seen for like a split second.
7 shots, 6 shots, yeah.
Yeah, this one for me is probably an A.
S. It's damn sleek. I don't not like anything about it really. And Rob actually added the impulse engine, which everyone's goddamn missing.
Fair enough.
Yeah, it's just a really, really sleek, and I'm glad that one of my characters gets one in the future timeline. So I do get to include them, although, you know, I don't go that far often in the future. But you will see more of it island if we do more Trek shorts. So, you know, support the next GoFundMe, Indiegogo, etc. Because it's nice. It's just very straightforward, but very effective.
Yes, another S. There we go.
And the Nova's great too. They do different things, right?
Yeah.
But this is sexier because it's trying to be. That's kind of the point of it, really.
Matt Yarrington, $2. Please do the comic idea.
Oof.
We'll consider it. Maybe we'll do that as an edited video or something.
That'd be hard to do because either work out what it is ahead of time, just do it offline, which take an hour, 2 hours potentially, or do it live and just accept a kind of half-assed version because got to reply Connie thing. Got not exactly quick or easy.
Dante throws in $2. Just a fox. Thank you so much.
May love hearts. Thank you.
Do you prefer it to the original Nova class?
They're different.
They are different. If I had to pick, I'd probably take the Nova, personally.
Well, it's like the refit to the Connie. They are the same thing, but they are different. I think the Nova has more depth because it has cutouts that give it more depth. The Rhode Island's sexier because it's sleeker. They do different things. I don't know. Different days.
Dante sent $2 and said, "Don't write checks that your body can't cash." Oh, he didn't. Sorry, didn't Superchat that, but that's from Top Gun. So if you can't do it, don't say you can.
Yes. Whew. Guys, we have an extra... We have, what's this, 22 minutes left. Yeah, I love how B and C are packed. F is... I see why.
Ray Ricks, £2, Borg Cube.
Which one? Oh no, I pressed one. Ray, which one? Because there are several Borg Cubes. As you should know if you've seen our Trekyards episode on it.
I would just want to give the Borg Cube an F for being lazy.
Lazy? Do you know how long it took them to model all the modelly models on the model?
Yes, they used a lot of sprue pieces. I understand that. However, it's iconic, don't get me wrong, but just it's
Well, I will throw into the pot specifically the Voyager version, which I had to build, and they introduced the green internal lighting, which I think looks great. Let me get one of those. Everything shifted, held in.
Hit the like button, guys. We're up to 83, which is awesome. But can we hit 100? It's only 17 more. I think it's very possible.
So that's the Voyager version, which I think is... I mean, all it is well-placed green things to give depth, but it gives it such personality. Yeah. And it's ominous. It's scary. I'd give it a strong...
It's like a haunted house in space.
Strong B would be my vote.
Sure.
Because that scares me right out the wazoo. As in, like, I'm like, oh no. Don't be... Ooh, Don't worry me. Things are moving.
Indeedly doodly. I'll throw it in B for just being iconic. It's fine. Feels like every time we see the ship, though, it should be like a oh, boom. Should have that Shrike sound to it. Dante, $2. 32nd century Constitution class. Okay, give us a second. There it is. Okay. Wow. Looks like 2 dinner plates being held together by rubber bands with some chopsticks thrown in. I hate the nacelles. I hate everything about this ship. Let's be honest. I really hope it's not the next Enterprise if they do decide to do that and have an Enterprise. I hope it's not this class. Yeah, not a big fan.
Well, it's clearly Star Trek, clearly Enterprise, though.
It's clearly what?
It's clearly Star Trek and clearly Enterprise because it has all the hallmarks of both.
Sure, yeah.
It's one of the more faithful, is the most faithful of all of them. But I mean, you can just see this render. It's just panel lines with no logic behind them, and panel lines with no logic behind them, and holes in this ship for no logic behind it except reasons. It's unmotivated. I like the basic shape, the most basic like thought of the ship, but it's not a good model. And obviously Egomos showing it off in its true form is like, oh, okay, that's what it looked like. But I would still give it a low C, high D for being closer.
Yeah, I was gonna say D, so
there you go.
Yeah, it's just not great. Okay. Vader Fan 1, $2. Reimagined 1701 by Hunter 56.
Which I think we looked at last time as well. Or has been asked previously.
Yeah, it takes the classic Connie and doesn't change much. I mean, it changes some shapes and some dimensionality on the BC deck and the bridge. But also has a blue glow behind the deflector. That's a nice touch. Yeah, for me, this is a solid A.
Yeah, I mean, it's a 25% different Connie, but 25% different into the aesthetic versus the function. Everything is still the same, but aesthetically it's been sleeked, but with the idea to keep it the same. It's not even very refitty, which is a trap they often go into. It's still a Connie. Mm-hmm. I think my only negative about it is that because they've added so many variants of shapes, as in so many pieces just slightly bigger, slightly smaller, slightly curvier, like everything's been shifted a little bit, it all kind of feels more... There's not a cohesive feel to it. Everything's been tweaked a bit. You know, the Connie original, very cohesive. It's just, it is. I would give it a high B, but I think it's something about it is staying in B for me.
Okay, I'm happy to do that.
Still very pretty, but we're talking high end stuff. Obviously, we're comparing to best of the best of the best. You know.
Yeah. What is next? We got Verpine, $2. The Ryan Devar. Was that the one from Strange New Worlds?
Yes. Ah.
Interesting. Nice take on the original TOS one. It's fancy, it's showy. It does still kind of say Star Trek for some reason. I don't know why necessarily.
Well, you know what it's trying to be, therefore it feels Star Trek, right?
Yeah. But it could also feel like any kind of video game ship as well. So
and this is the video game ship as well. This is the stove version.
Oh, there you go. But yeah, it's kind of all right. It's a D for me.
I mean, yeah. The thing is, if you're going with a faithful version of the original, S all the way, right? Excellent reimagining. But why is the front so flat and square? That visually is odd. But I love the balls and everything else. So the front is low detail. The back is super high detail. And I like how different it is. Although it definitely can't land in that configuration. I'd give a high C, low B. Because I think it mostly works. Because I know what they're trying to do and I appreciate their effort. I know and we know the chap that designed it vaguely. And again, I think the fact they got this through is like, yay! It's close.
We'll throw it in C then.
Yeah.
C's kind of the catch-all. All right, we've got First Contact Millennium Falcon. Well, this is not the First Contact Millennium Falcon, but there's a Millennium Falcon.
What do you mean? What, have you seen the 3D model of the Falcon?
No, just the little blurry thing. That's what we should have got. That's fine.
Yeah.
As far as Star Trek ships go, I love the Falcon. Don't get me wrong. Let's go with A.
Let's go with A. I'll go Gonzalo.
The only reason we're including this one is because it was technically in First Contact. So.
It is a Star Trek ship still.
All right, next up, Ray Rex 2 pounds, the Protostar from Prodigy.
Which I know rather well now. How do you feel after all this time?
I still love the Protostar. It is very sleek looking. Yes, it got some J.J. Calvin vibes to it, but I love the transformation feature. I love the size of it. The interior is, while weird, I like what they were trying to do. It just seems new and it's got a cool look to it. The bridge overall is fine. I kind of hate the captain's chair, but I love the consoles. I love the all glass, the shape of it. Although there's wasted space at the sides, which could be other stuff. So it's one of those that's, while I love it, there are things that bother me about it. And for me, this can either go S or A. Yeah. How about you?
Yeah, it's a ship that is absolutely form over function, despite it literally being designed to be designed around the function. The bridge is way too big. It's filled with empty space. You could make it 1/5 the size and be fully functioned still. The amount of stuff that's in the bridge, it could be defiant size and be exactly as functional. So it's a lot of wastedness. Looks great, and it's really great to shoot inside. Lack of any windows except the giant side open bay doors of just the lounge is confusing. Doesn't make any sense. The side register is weird. The nacelles are entirely JJ experimental. The back is obviously one big open thing because it's actually, you can see the engine in the back. It's meant to open because it's so as a Trek ship, it's JJ beautiful. As a design, it's beautiful. As a Star Trek logic, it's flawed in so many ways, like where the phaser strips, etc. Like it's just really flawed. But it's trying to be something hyper mega, like we've never seen anything like this before. So I can't give it an S because it's doing too many things. Just that doesn't work structurally. But give it an A because it's very nice in motion. And just don't fire phasers or launch torpedoes because it can do neither, even though it does. And no LCS thrusters, no transporter. It's missing. Like if you credibility this thing up with the things that it needs to have. Like I said before, make it less silver. The NCC version, I'd love to see that, where they actually added stuff back in. And it would have been great if in the series they had actually been missing features. You know, oh, we haven't got our phasers because we're experimental.
They're coming on Tuesday.
Yeah, or even Wednesday, you know, any day of the week really. But it could do everything. It's a full ship, but it's missing so many of the ship things. So it's, you know, yeah.
All right, moving on. Gastro, $1985. Bajoran Solar Sailor Ship.
Ha! Well, it's not very Star Trek-y, but also it is, 'cause it's like 1995 Star Trek.
It's like a beetle with like sails on it. It's an interesting design.
It's a good idea. I don't think it looks nice. I think the ship part is terrible. The wing part is lovely.
As a whole, yeah, with the sails unfurled, it feels very nice. But yeah, the ship part is just ugly.
Yeah. If you designed the entire middle bit entirely different, it'd be great. I want to give it a solid D.
Yeah, I was thinking D myself.
Not to be mean. And it could be any sci-fi show. Any. Could be Stargate, could be Star Wars, could be Battlestar Galactica, could be any.
Yeah.
Which is fine, but it could be any.
General Grievous, $5. UGLY. You ain't got no alibi. You ugly. You ugly. Bump the F down to again, so the F is going down.
There's a war going on.
Where the hell is the F? There it is. It's going down to C.
It is a busy board. You guys have had thoughts. Now, do you agree with any of our list? I'll phrase it that way because we've got a lot of possibly controversial opinions. So,
next up, Bray Rick's £2 Zindi aquatic ship.
It's great. And that's the real one. Like, it looks cool. I love the fact that you can...
something that is Star Wars, though, like Naboo.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Thing they take underwater, it feels like a sub.
If you made it chrome, yeah. Like, what it's trying to be, it looks like an animal. It looks big. Looks like one of those giant sea animals. I love the fact that you can see the building interior. Like, even if it is far away, you can see all the coral and all the little rooms. And, like, you can see their apartments where they float around. I like it. It's a good shape. Solid B for me, because it does what it does very well.
Yeah, okay. I was going to say C personally, but...
Like, even look how nice that model looks as well. Like, the full detail one. It's nice.
All right, I'll throw that in B then. Next up, we got a missing super chat, but thank you anyway.
Thank you anyway.
And then they super chat again with $2 and say Olympic class USS Pasteur. Okay, so the new version of the Daedalus class. Yeah, the fact that this is based on the Daedalus class, without saying as much, it really establishes that the Daedalus class belongs in the timeline, even though it's never really been. It is officially Prime because it is in Cisco's office. So, nice take on it, especially for a hospital ship. Lots of internal volume in a sphere like that. Plus, that secondary hull is quite huge. And it's an interesting idea. Interesting redesign of the Daedalus. So
yeah,
like
in the same vein, I understand what's trying to be. We need to make a giant ambulance back with bulky nacelles that can go fast, with a lot of escape pods, because yes, that makes sense, and a lot of windows because yes, you want patients to see. These are all patient rooms, I assume, and you want them to see the space. I understand the logic, and it's crammed to the. Yeah, I think it works quite well. I'd give us a gentle B. I think it does what it does pretty well.
Yeah.
And it's shockingly nice looking considering what it is,
B it is. All right, not a band account, $5. Attention, Bajoran workers. Your Kardashian overseers want what's best for you. And so the Solar Sailor has been reclassified as F tier. Okay.
All right, down it goes. All right, final 7 minutes, guys. is there anything that you see that you wanna move? There's a pretty broad spectrum of things. Oof.
So many things.
So many things.
I mean, I would love to move the Protostar up to S tier, but I totally understand why it's A tier, so I kind of want to keep it there too. So,
We'll just stay with our gut reaction. Just stay with
I think we should stay and not shuffle this board at all.
because it's big. There's a lot of stuff going on there.
Dante, $2. Have you done the California class?
Have we,
This
Stuart?
ranking, but yes, we have.
Okay then.
Vader fan, yes, but I'm out of money. Too bad. Sorry about that, but
You
move
guys
everything
are...
from anything from disco. Well, there is nothing from disco here, which says a lot, actually.
You guys, you guys make the rules here. Bloop.
California class, I'd probably put at a solid B.
Yeah, Cali's tricky. It's not aesthetically pleasing because it's not trying to be.
Yeah, exactly. But it fits so well into the fleet. It was thought out. Everything's there.
Although it's funny because now we've had, like, when it came out, we were like, thank God it feels like it could fit in Star Trek. But I've had things that could fit in Star Trek better since, right? So that's no longer quite a clarifier. I think the nacelle front's still kind of ugly. The deflector's still not good. Why are there giant slits in the nacelle? I don't know. But they're kind of cool. Why is the yellow strip? Why is the It's a weird one. It's a weird. I'd say a C, like for Cerritos, because it's.
And for Cali.
And for Cali. At least they fixed the blinkies after we told them to for years.
Yes.
Because we did.
C it is.
But a proud C.
Yes. There's a lot of good stuff in C. Like, let's be honest.
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
Dave, £2. The Voth City ship. We're gonna call it at in like 3 minutes. There's gonna be no more entries, I think.
Yes. But you guys have done incredible. And do, guys, jump into next week's AI story. For those that are here that wouldn't know to do that, it's a lot of fun. And you could, if you love ships, which you do, you could even bring in ship story logic, and then, a new ship is invented, whatever. Like, it's such a fun concept for a show that you could do a lot with. Yeah. We are the mouthpieces of the future.
Yeah. A big ship does what it says on the tin. It is a huge city inside with dinosaurs.
It's
Evolved dinosaurs. And powerful as all hell, by the way. So, solid enough design, but again, could be anything sci-fi franchisey or video gamey. For me, it's a C.
Yeah,
city.
It's kind of Halo-y. Yeah, it's like with the J. It's the sort of scale where you can't see detailing. So what you see is shapes, fine shapes. Looks nice enough. It would be weird if it looked sleek. It'd be weird if it looked elegant. It shouldn't be, right? Yeah, give it a fair C. There's nothing wrong with it. But it's not particularly interesting. But it's a good enough shape, and certainly you could make it smaller and other things. But yeah. Pleasant enough. Or a low C, I guess, if we're looking at variants within a theme.
Yeah, I was thinking low C at least.
Yeah.
Possibly high D even.
Yeah, a little bit like
All
that.
right.
All right, last minute. So there's one more.
General Grievous, member
two
for
more,
23 months at the rank of lieutenant. The reason the Bajoran Solar Sailor looks a bit out of place, it was rendered and partially designed by Alam, who designed Dooku's Solar Sailor in Attack of the Clones.
Really? I thought the internal guys did it. Really?
Channel Grievous. I don't believe what he says half the time anyway.
Oh, well, he's trying to kill Dooku, and he's very biased in this.
Dan Ben, £2. Early design concept for the Oberth class. Yes, from Star Trek 3. This one actually, I think, became the Franklin. Let's be honest. It's kind of got that vibe to it, but without the secondary hull. I don't like the addition of that secondary hull.
Why? It's like the Ptolemy. It's like a tug.
No.
Okay then. Well, okay then.
Yeah, this would have been cool to see, actually, but...
I think it's kind of charming, actually.
Without the secondary hull.
No, I like it, because it's as if it warps in, that's like, right, we've got 120 shuttles ready to go. Like, it's a structural thing, right? It's like the Miranda pods. It's a giant hangar for giant things, and obviously you can just disassemble it or take it off.
Well, I would assume that the Oberth would still be a small ship, even if they went with this, so...
I don't know. I can't
100
tell.
work bees, maybe. Shuttles is pushing it.
Well, yeah, I was picturing a bigger ship.
Yeah.
And the nacelles are kind of cool. I don't know if it's, maybe Eric Henry's nicked them. I kind of like the curve of the primary.
Those nacelles kind of got translated into the actual Oberth we got a little bit.
It's still different.
A few changes. Yeah.
I would say low C.
Yeah, I would think of the C.
It has a charm. But obviously, it is this. There is not much fleshing out we have or can do.
Throw that in C right there. All right. Coldstone, HWT, $2 Canadian. The Klingon train, LOL. The Bethel Intel Science Vessel. Yeah, we looked at this in our last... just general ship discussion with you guys. Doesn't feel Klingon at all. Actually, no, we didn't. We saw this in the Klingon rankings video. Yeah, it's again, could be anything. Could be out of Dune. Could be out of Star Wars as a passenger transport. It's not Star Trek. This is an F for me. That means F. All right, F it is. Get the F out of here. Perfect. Looks Ferengi a bit. Well, the color makes it look Ferengi, yeah.
Still a terrible Ferengi ship. What a note to... Okay, one more. Okay,
Last one.
No, that's not a ship, so we have a comment to end on. Okay, great.
Okay.
Phew.
Ronan puts in €5 and says, 120 shuttles, you say? Ah, like the Enterprise and Discovery. Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking.
Who signed off on that? Who thought, like, the Enterprise is like 4? You can maybe argue 6 if you cram them in.
Gotta go big or go home, Sam.
But it just makes visual noise and wastes money in rendering.
But such a huge battle. That was a rough day, don't you know?
But it was unmanned drones killing unmanned drones, attacking unmanned drones. Why is that interesting?
And fighters. And...
So the poll result, 60 votes. Are you enjoying this specific format? Stonking victory with 82% yes. Do more like this one. And some very close, almost meaninglessly closely ranked. 7% for both. Don't love the rankings. And only watch edited videos. Which is funny because you're here to vote on that.
Yep.
That was my trick. And 5%, just more interactive lives really. But obviously people like this one. Good stuff.
We could do this with anything tiered. We could, like, characters from Star Trek.
I like that, yeah.
We'll do one with all sci-fi, like any kind of ship. Kind of thing as well.
That'll be big. That'll be big. Yeah. Wow. Someone should go back after this and watch and actually count how many were included, because this is a crammed list.
And a lot of them are hidden behind other ones right now. So
C and B. But yeah, F is they're all F for a reason. D, they're all okay with some problems. C, broad gambit. Broad gambit.
It works. There's just nothing. Like, could have been refined a bit better, kind of thing.
Or there's a thing that lets it down when the rest of it's pretty good. Yeah. B, some charm, but some problem. A, just works. S, creme de la creme.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Hey, Michael. That's not up to us. Not up to us. We just work here.
Enterprise A would have got S tier, so it's fine.
Or does it mean the JJ Enterprise S? Yeah, that's Enterprise A.
That probably would have got a C from me.
Don't know. There's new shots of it because of Stowe, so... So for Stowe.
Anyway, guys.
We did it!
Thank you for watching. My back is killing me. I've been in a lot of pain.
Yes. And
I need to go move around, so...
Me too, to be brutally honest.
Thank you for watching. Thank you for participating. We really appreciate you guys. Yes. Check out all of our other content as well. Lots coming up this week, so...
And hopefully a good and big episode of Discovery, because they're going into the mirror universe on a Connie, so check that out. Goodness!
Yeah. So until next time, he's Commander Cockings.
He's Cat Freddy. Bye, guys.